Welcome, Charlie, to the show with my partner, Atanas Tonchev. My name's Lance Nelson, and I think, like yourself in Madeira, we are pushing ahead with merchants, getting merchant adoption, and as we call it, as we love calling it, building a grassroots circular economy.
That's right.
In hope that, when we need to, or when things move in our direction, that everything's in place, but in the meantime just push people forward and build awareness. So through various connections, as Nasco's just explained, we understand that you're got a similar objective, full-time objective in Madeira. And I'd love to know a bit of a background about yourself first, because not everyone will know you, and a little bit about your interest and how you got into Bitcoin to start with.
Okay, well, my name is Charlie Gonçalves. I was born in Venezuela. My grandfathers are from here, from Madeira. They immigrated to Venezuela in the 1950. I think after the World War II, a lot of needs here in Madeira at that time. So people was looking to a better place to move. A lot of, I would say a big part of Madeirans have somehow some person in the family who one time immigrated to Venezuela. And yeah, at the moment Venezuela was the land of the opportunities. So I think that's why at the moment my grandfather and my grandmother immigrated to Venezuela, only with one bag, their hands. And then, well, I born there in Venezuela, and yeah, basically I had a problem, and I didn't have any other way to solve my problem, and that's when Bitcoin came in. So, well, basically a friend of mine was in 2014 mining Bitcoin in his bedroom, and he told me like, "Hey, Charlie, you like money, and come here and say like, look, I'm doing this." And I was comfortable with my situation at the time. I had a surf and skate shop there in Venezuela. But yeah, basically I had to close the shop because the inflation was running very fast. At the time that I sell something in the shop and I want to buy the dollars to replace the inventory, I needed more bolivars to buy the same amount of dollars. Also, we had several problems there, like with security, a lot of robberies in the shop, gunpoint, kidnapping. This is crazy. And so we after 6 years with the store, we say no, this is not what we want. I mean, we are risking too much here for nothing. So in 2016 we decided to sell everything, and me and my wife leave. We wanted to get out of that place, because when you live in Venezuela, you are not living, you are surviving. So at the time, I remember my friend talking to me about Bitcoin. Now I regret not having heard what he was trying to tell me. But okay, 2016, I started buying Bitcoin. It was the exchange localbitcoins.com. And yeah, I started changing my bolivars to Bitcoin, just to be able to leave the country, because in Venezuela you cannot open a bank account in euros, dollars, or whatever other currency. Many people were buying dollars, thinking that they were fleeing from the inflation, which we know that you still have inflation in dollars. But at least was like for some people was the solution. But for me, you cannot leave with more than 10,000 in an airplane. You cannot take with you gold, obviously. You will be a criminal. So yeah, I just create my wallet and memorize my 12 words, and I was able to leave the country, take the airplane with, I mean, naked with all my money. Uh, and that's the problem that I had at the time. And we at the time we go to Costa Rica, me and my wife, and yeah, we just was selling what we need to start a new life. So Bitcoin helped me in that way. I wasn't very aware of the store of value or the things that people talk now. Is at the time was Bitcoin was, I don't know, different, not Bitcoin but the community. So yeah, that's my first time, my first touch with Bitcoin. Uh, yeah, my son was born in Costa Rica. We had like 6 years living in Costa Rica. See, 6 years. And then 2023, I start seeing news coming out from Madeira, and I was like, no, I have to go there. I sent an email to Andre like, what do you need me to do? I want to onboard merchants. I want to do something. I mean, I was just volunteering for the task. I mean, I have to do something. Bitcoin is not a company, it's not a foundation. We all need to spread the voice, you know. That's
Yeah. Honestly, an amazing story, and I think a very timely reminder that escaping with 12 words in the head is something that is revolutionary.
yeah.
Never before, as you rightly said, you could take your gold, you could take your cash, certainly not more than $10,000 or so. You can't open a bank account remotely. It was actually incredible that was the only way out for survival for you.
Yeah, well, I leave my mom the 12 words writing down in paper in case. So no, I'm not telling everyone should remember 12 words.
No.
It's not the way to do it. But, well, depends on the situation. You have to take, you need to take the risk. But, and then, I just saw the price goes up, and I started reading more and learning more about Bitcoin. Everything I learned about Bitcoin was by myself, and yeah, a lot of information there.
Yeah, no,
Nice,
thank you
nice.
very much indeed. Nasco, do you want to ask Charlie the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
question?
yeah, sure. Let's start. Let's start with the main topic as well. So it's a great story, and now we're in 2025. I think we're away from the Madeira conference, 1 year away. Away. I'm sorry. It happened last year. And we're in a different world, and the reason we really got in touch with you because we are trying to build here something like a circular economy. It's happening very slowly, but we kicked off with restaurants, and therefore we've been doing things like you do in Madeira. So pretty much we're doing the same thing. So we find, and everyone listening to that podcast, this is the main topic. It's not about Bitcoin, hodling the Bitcoin forever, getting rich quick, handling, dealing with shit coins. It's not about that. It's about doing that use case of paying with Bitcoin and getting that Bitcoin around. I was just joking with it's the hodl spent and replace mentality, and we are all tackling the hodl mentality.
Yeah.
Let's face that. So this is our enemy. Yes, it helped us to get here. We've been through these cycles. It's a lot, but we are now tackling everyone blaming us and telling us we are not spending single sat. And in fact, I was just in one of the restaurants here. We have in Sofia, we have around 17 places, 17 good restaurants where you can spend your sat. And a very nice chap who is actually has something else. He's also accepting Bitcoin as well. And you met George before. We are having a special seminars, mini conference for merchants, and we're expecting around 100 merchants to come to that conference, and we're going to talk about topics about accounting, about taxation, and all the ways you can accept Bitcoin, all the ways you can do marketing, so you can track people spending Bitcoin as well. So we hope that will help. I'm not the organizer, but I'll take part of that thing. And I was joking to the guy, so that's a very short story, I hope, and saying if you want to come to that conference, you need to pay the equivalent, I think, 11 euros, 11 euros, but you need to pay that in sats, 11 euros. If you don't want to pay sats, you need to pay the equivalent of 21,000 sats in euros. So basically, if you don't want to spend your sats, you pay like 25 euros or something like that.
That's a good
Uh,
strategy.
so that's the strategy. So and this guy was still saying, no, I'm not crazy to pay in sats. And this is what we are tackling. So this is what it's all about. And let's go to the first question. So someone watching us from any corner of the world, any city or country that want to actually do the same thing you are doing, and what are the first steps you've been doing when you got together, when you got with the other guys and tell you need to get on the ground, you need to go around, you need to talk with the people, and of course you made some mistakes, we did as well. What are the first steps you can recommend to someone that wants to achieve something you achieved there?
Well, yeah, I think that you have to start from the bottom. It's not like magic solution to onboard everyone at the same time. We don't even want that. Well, at the beginning, I told you before. At the beginning, I started 2023, late 2023, to start onboarding merchants, just going door to door, knocking door to door, and people was thinking that I was trying to sell them something. I tell them no, I work for a non-profit organization focused on Bitcoin adoption and education. And yeah, anyways, people were thinking that I was trying to sell them something. I tell no, I mean, our help has no cost for you. We receive donations from all over the world, from Bitcoiners. We receive grants also. For example, if we profit from merchandise or hardware sales, we reinvest that money again in more education and more projects. We have a lot of projects. But yeah, anyways, people were thinking that we were trying to sell them something. So we started a different approach. So we started calling our friends, families with businesses, hey, to accept Bitcoin. And they were okay, yeah. And I tell them, okay, tell your feedback to other business owners, how everything goes, what are you, your perspective from what are you doing now accepting Bitcoin, and hopefully they will see the advantage. Because one of the things that I tell them is, okay, the euro is losing 40% of its purchasing power. I mean, Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the last 10 years, and so on. But I think one of the things that really they want to listen is, okay, you will be on a map where your clients will be able to find you. You will be exploring this new group of clients, okay? And hopefully you will end up increasing your sales or your exposure. Also, your business will be seen as innovator and not leave behind. Also the Bitcoin is good for avoiding scams or payments with credit card or someone can just spend in one place and call the bank and say, no, that was my son, so I need to cancel that order. My son stole my card. So, and the merchant is the one that, will get that payment freeze. So in Bitcoin, you have the payments that are finalized forever. So people cannot call to the bank and say, hey, I didn't make that payment. So, you have so many positive things I mean, also the fees for accepting Bitcoin are much lower than fees for accepting debit or credit cards. So also that's one thing that the business owners want to listen to. And also we gave the so merchants can choose between okay, always accept Bitcoin, but then you can automatically exchange to euros or keep the Bitcoin and they are automatically sent to your Bitcoin wallet. So people say like, okay, so I can keep the euros and accept Bitcoin. And I mean, for those that are not Bitcoiners or something, that maybe makes sense. And then a couple of years later, they will regret, as I do when I didn't listen to my friend years before I started in Bitcoin. So we try to we try to see everything as a positive, you know, even that they say no, that they don't want to accept Bitcoin. I mean, at least they hear the word Bitcoin and they will regret it sometime. I mean, it's, you know, we also, I try to now give financial, how do you say, financial, say, oh no, you have to keep the Bitcoin or you have to hodl or whatever. No, that's up to them. I tell them all the pros, all the things that Bitcoin really do. I show them everything, how Lightning works, how on-chain works, and yeah, also when we started with these businesses, we started receiving also emails and message from other business owners, also because of the conference. The conference was very good for adoption here. Yeah, basically they just say, okay, they have some kind of crypto, but they don't understand Bitcoin. So those merchants also we help them on board to start accepting Bitcoin. Many of them have like Bitcoin in Revolut or some kind of exchange with altcoins, or you know, and people need that last push to know the tools, how the point of sales works, why a self-custody on-chain wallet, what Lightning. So basically what I do is, so you have the point of sale, which all the Bitcoins are automatically sent to the merchant's on-chain wallet. They have full custody of their Bitcoin. And also I tell them, okay, but people will be paying you with a Lightning wallet, so you need to know what Lightning is. It's a layer 2 on top of Bitcoin and all that stuff. Okay, download also a Lightning wallet, you know, Blink or Wallet of Satoshi. I like to use, in that case, the Lightning, a custodial service. So I take the opportunity to show them the difference. So here, for example, in Blink or Wallet of Satoshi, you don't have your keys. So it's the same that having money in the bank is not yours. And now in your on-chain wallet is like your safe, where it's like your own bank, where you have the keys. You have to see your on-chain wallet, like if you had money in your house or gold, where if you lose or lost the money, in this case the 12 or 24 words, I mean, nobody can help you. So you have all the freedom, all the good stuff that Bitcoin gives, but you have to be more. You have how do you say it in English? That word, like you have to be
careful. I think you need to have this hygiene where you need to care about your keys, and they need to understand that. Um, Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I think in your case, the conference was actually pretty much the big reason where you had this momentum of people wanting to get in and start accepting Bitcoin, because you sold them very successfully what's going to happen when people come in and they have to take um, to get the profit, to get into the thing. They know the Bitcoiners are coming, and they know they're going to spend some sats, which was a perfect, not the perfect storm, the perfect alignment of good news for Madeira as well.
Yeah, but I started onboarding merchants way before the
Before,
conference.
yeah. And what were the mistakes you seen? I remember you said that before. In the beginning, the strategy, because you told me the strategy changed, and I think the word trust is in it. And we've experienced the same thing. But tell us from your side, what was the first wrong attempts you were doing, and then you changed the strategy?
I mean that part of people thinking that we're trying to sell them something, or
Yeah,
that
yeah,
or
yeah.
that's our product, and we wouldn't have any kind of beneficial for
Yeah.
them accepting Bitcoin. We don't. We this is all for Bitcoin. But of course, many people don't fully understand yet what Bitcoin is, and that of course also, well, this is out of the topic, but I mean when we start onboarding, for example, you recently say that you have like a lot of restaurants very well known accepting Bitcoin. Now we have here, for example, Coral Beer, the major Madeiran beer,
Yeah.
accepting Bitcoin, and many other well-known businesses, pharmacies, clinics, all that stuff. Now I just imagine that I'm onboarding a new business. I tell them like, look, Coral
Yeah.
Beer already accept Bitcoin. This company accepts Bitcoin, so they feel that like the fear of missing out.
Yes.
They say, okay, for example, recently there was one owner, one guy that owns 4 pharmacies. So before we didn't have any pharmacies accepting Bitcoin. So he was some kind of a Bitcoiner in the middle, trying to figure out this. And after he started accepting Bitcoin in his 4 pharmacies, then other pharmacy owners wanted to start accepting Bitcoin because they were saying like, no, we cannot get behind. We also want to accept Bitcoin. And many of them had some kind of altcoin or crypto or whatever. But people need not only that last push, also good information. Many of them don't have the time to manage the business and also be, for example, like me, 100% online, searching for more tools and stuff. So yeah, they need our help.
Exactly. And this
what
is
are the
why.
results
Yeah.
so far, Charlie?
Huh?
What are the results so far? What feedback are you getting from the merchants? Are they getting many people spending sats, for example, in the pharmacies, in the restaurants, and so forth?
Yeah, they are, but for example, this is not like it's not a huge volume for them. So
It's early days, I understand this.
yeah, I tell them, okay, you want to keep okay, your business have euros, and then say, okay, yeah, of course we have euros, but your business have Bitcoin. No, we don't. So you want to have more than what you want, or you want to have what your business doesn't have yet. And I mean, this is the future. I tell them, I show them I mean, Bitcoin surpassing the silver market cap, and they didn't know. It's this revolution is happening, and they are not aware. I mean, I tell them the inflation is not because Ukraine, COVID, or Putin, or whatever. It's about money printing. If tomorrow 1 million cars came to Madeira, what you think is going to happen with the cars that we have here? And then they get it. Yeah. I mean, I mean, I try not to be too toxic, but show them the reality. I mean, the government doesn't want you to know that there is an alternative to their system. They don't teach about financials or economics in the schools, so they don't want you to know. You can learn how Bitcoin works, behind. but you don't know how the fiat, the bank system works. So why when you do a bank transfer, you see the message pending, but you cannot see the where is your transfer in the ledger. In Bitcoin, you can. I mean, it's transparent. If governments start, like, for example, in El Salvador, where they put their address public, and I mean, all the people, all the population can see that the government is not trying to steal the money from its people.
So you've seen progress in terms of, what's the word, Bitcoin conviction by the business owners. And
yeah.
the more, I guess what typically happens, I'm only guessing from my experience, is that when people receive Bitcoin and time goes on, they rather like collecting a bit more, a few more sats, that collecting DNA in all of us sort of starts moving forward. And then over time, if the price goes up, then more conviction arises, more interest. So it's a sort of gradual process. Do you find that's the same in Madeira?
Yeah. Many. Well, 85% of the merchants are keeping the Bitcoin. We don't know about the volume and all that stuff or payments. It's in the initial onboarding they choose to keep the Bitcoin or receive the euros. So that's the information that I have. And we also receive their feedback, and it's very positive. It's not a big volume in Bitcoin payments, so that's why it makes sense to them to keep the Bitcoin and not spending it in the short term, because they starting to see this, that Bitcoin offers a lot more. It's a universal money, no rules.
And are the digital nomad community spending sats? Are they important to this whole thing?
Yeah, it is very important. I mean, Madeira is getting well known about his Bitcoin-friendly policy. Of course, we are part of the EU and part of mainland Portugal, so it's not going to be maybe legal tender, but we don't need to be legal tender, really. We don't need any government affiliations, so I mean, they are just temporary people that are in power. I mean, Bitcoin is gonna keep going with or without them. I mean, I always also tell them that, well, I mean, there is no, I mean, I think it's sometimes it's hard for me to put this in words, but okay, well, right here we have this law, taxation in Bitcoin. If you keep the Bitcoin for more than 1 year, you declare it, you can convert it to cash and send it to your bank account, and you don't pay capital gains because that's not your main profession. It's not what you do. But if you buy and sell less than 1 year, yeah, that's
taxable.
Yeah, that's taxable. But also, I mean, that, and also this is an opportunity for business to attract more people. Yeah, the payment has less fees, like they are the saving. For example, if you go to a tobacco shop, they don't want to sell you tobacco for €5 and charge you with a debit card or credit card, because the tax the fees that the cars pay is too much for the low.
That's interesting. We get the same here in Bulgaria, because of course there's the percentage fee, then there's a fixed fee they take, and it sounds like Madeira is a bit like Bulgaria, where the payment processors charge higher fees than, for example, I know back in my original home country, UK, do. Yeah, interesting. And also interesting that the capital gains tax is quite friendly there. Yeah. More than 1 year, you're tax-free for your Bitcoin holdings. Should you stupidly sell?
Just to add up on the merchants topic, I think we've seen pretty much the same pattern here when we walk the same road towards adopting these at the merchants. But I think in the very first level, is the trust. So you cannot go to any random business on the street and you can ask them and talk about Bitcoin because they don't know you. So the building trust may take a long time. In our position, because we will work with hundreds of restaurants and they know us from already 15 years because we're on the market. So that was pretty straightforward thing to open that chat and start talking about Bitcoin. But then, at least in my notes, like the way I see the onboarding merchants should work is got the trust, then above it you've got the showing the incentives and the opportunities. And as you said, the same thing in Madeira as well. So the opportunities people come and spend, and then what's the incentive? And what I would recommend to everyone to try to get some grants because this is how things started working here. As soon as we got the grant and we told them every bill spent in Bitcoin, you as the owner of that business will get 10% on top of the bill. And this is free money. So, so imagine like someone spends €1,000 for the period of 2 months. People spend in that place €1,000, and this guy has already €100 to collect as satoshis. And this is really valuable because 1 month later you go there, oh, you've got €200 now.
Yeah.
So you get the 10%, you got a there's no other thing you may have as a business that's um, an asset which will stay there and grow up. Of course, you hold the risk that it may go down as well, but they get the idea. They get the idea, and
Yeah.
Bitcoin has been popular as a word here for ages already. Uh,
Yeah.
People quite familiar.
Well, I wanted to say something because okay, I am the responsible for the merchant adoption here, and I'm the one onboarding businesses. But the main goal here is to create the circular economy. But you cannot give the okay, you need to have enough merchants to create the circular economy because you need that one merchant buying from another and
Yes.
another buying from another. And so, well, basically, we have several cases here. One of them is a small bar that they serve cocktails and entries and, but they buy the sweet pastries from another merchant. The confeiteria is a bakery shop, and both are accepting bitcoins. So basically now these guys, the restaurant, the bar is buying from the pastry shop and selling in their business. They are paying bitcoin, and this is happening, but is slowly, and also very important here that I can see in Madeira is that maybe it's a small place and a lot of people know each other, and the word of mouth is very important. For those that didn't know about the conference, but they want to start accepting Bitcoin or are accepting Bitcoin, this was very important. People tell them their experience, and I mean, I remember the first merchant we on board was around 50,000. The price of Bitcoin was around there, so maybe we had lucky at the timing onboarding merchants because you onboard them in the top and then they see their money.
Yeah.
I always tell them, you don't have euros, now you have Bitcoin, so you have to stop thinking about fiat terms, and you only lose money if you have an urgency or you need to really convert that Bitcoin into euros, because if you have an emergency, you are taking the loss.
What's the mood now in Madeira reference Mika, whatever you call it, and these regulations coming in, KYC? Um, do you get questions from businesses asking you what shall we do now? Are we legal? Um, are we allowed to exchange euro to Bitcoin and vice versa?
Well, many of them have their own financial or office in the organization, so they They just need to, like a doctor, they need to go read the law and be up to date. I tell them what MiCA is, but even me, I don't fully understand it. So basically, you are not impacted by MiCA if you are using your own wallet. It's when you use a service, an exchange, basically.
Yes.
That I see.
So we're laughing because it's the same over here. Like some people interpret it one way, the other side. Some people are telling, because there are too many, let's say, professionals, accounting professionals, anyone else that already started giving courses, and you need to pay quite a lot of money for this course. Yeah, and this is a business. So you want to understand more about MiCA? Come and visit my course. Pay me 200 euros. You're gonna listen 4 hours of blah 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 blah. And then would you understand that? It's some people say it's the same with the GDPR. Like the GDPR came in, they sold their courses for 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros. And again, if you look at the websites today, it's everyone has the cookie, but what else?
It's businesses is getting the Bitcoin directly from. It's not going through an exchange. It's not impacted by MiCA. Many of them has their own accounting office within the organization.
Yeah.
For example, if you have a fiat point of sale in your business, it's only the point of sale terminal. It's processing the payment is because of the bank is giving you a point of sale or Visa or whatever. It's not that they don't have to make sure that you comply with taxes. That's a different thing. Or paying your taxes as a business owner. For me, it's two separate things. But I don't know how you.
Yeah.
Even accounting people here, they don't know. They have different information. They don't know. It's not very clear. It's complicated right now. It's complicated.
Probably even the agencies themselves, the agents, they're not familiar as well that much.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I think some similarities probably in most countries in Europe right now on MiCA.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I think we need to start wrapping up. We have, I think, another question, Nasco, in the list.
No, I think we went through the questions. So if you have anything else,
anything you would like to have seen us ask you, Charlie, and or any points you want to make before we wrap up?
Well, also important other activities like workshops are very good, meetups are very good. You have to grow the community together with the merchants, because if you have too many merchants and not enough people paying in Bitcoin, they will drop out. I had one guy, the first month didn't receive any payment. It was a huge business selling cooling and heating equipment, a huge company. And the guy just the first month didn't receive any payment. I told him, man, the day you receive your first payment, it's going to be a big amount. It's going to be a good sale. You have the system installed in your business. It's not costing you anything. It's not costing you, you have zero cost. This doesn't have any, you don't have any monthly fee. You don't have any membership. We didn't even no contract. This is, it's up to you. I'm just telling you the tools that you will be able to implement this in your business by yourself. Everyone can do it by themselves. But yeah, we are giving that last push. That's it.
So
We offer the stickers. The stickers Bitcoin accepted here. We take some pictures. We're gonna do some publishing, advertising in our social networks. We're gonna put you in the map. It's not costing you anything. If you in 1 week, 1 month didn't receive any payment, you don't have any cost. So. The guy tell me, okay, what I need to do to stop accepting Bitcoin? No, I don't know. Delete the app. We don't have any. This morning, I had a meeting with a huge medical center. It's called Madeira Medical Center. It's a huge building, and the financial guy already knew something about Bitcoin, and he was very straightforward. Like, no, we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna do it. I just need to talk with the, with the director, and we're gonna do it. So yeah, I think that they see, and now they told me like, no, our competition is accepting Bitcoin, Clínica Arriaga, and Mais Clinic and iPro Clinic. So I mean, we cannot be behind them. We have to be in the vanguard. Yeah, they want to start accepting Bitcoin. We already around 130 merchants. We don't. I can do maybe 2 or 3 merchants per day. But we want to be organically, and they now are sending messages or calling us or sending emails like, hey, I want to start accepting Bitcoin. What should I do? So I call them and try to arrange a meeting, and next day I go there. Yeah, basically.
Fantastic. You're really on the next level. So hopefully we're going to get there as well in a year time.
Yeah, clearly when they're receiving Bitcoin, they're going to start contributing to the circular economy. The Bitcoin circular economy, the small businesses spend amongst each other.
Yeah, I
think
also.
That's the beauty of it, because unless you spend, you don't really understand Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't feel like money, and I'm very, very, and Nasco myself, really obsessed about this point that the moneyness doesn't happen until you've got that magic of sending some.
Yeah, I had one guy telling me no, Charlie, I like to smell the money. Okay, good. I can put Bitcoin in a paper with the form of a bill, and you can smell it. You can put Bitcoin any form you want. You can, in a coin, a bill, pen drive, whatever. The possibilities are infinite. I also have a bold card with me, and I show them how to. I show them we are way ahead of the banks. Look at this, and I pay with my tapping my bold card, and they what? Yeah, basically. And I tell them, and you know what? If I stop using the wallet that my card is linked to, I just use a different wallet, and I link my card to a different wallet. If you change from bank, your card is not working anymore. Yeah, well,
nice
many good things that we can.
Fantastic.
That's very useful. I like that. There's some nice tips for us, and hopefully for some other folks establishing these Bitcoin circular economies and onboarding merchants. Yeah, that's really good. Really good.
And I love this about Bitcoin, that I think Bitcoin is a very noble thing. And I also love the fact that we share information between us, trying to get Bitcoin to everyone in the world, to every corner.
Yes.
And you don't see this kind of competition and anything. We just want this is all for Bitcoin, and it's very hard to see something like this happening. This is a revolution of money.
It's a different way of thinking completely. It just changes your mindset. So what we want to wrap it up. I want to say we have to leave some links in the description there. Everyone wants to get in touch with us. You can do that. You may leave some details with us. Also, huge thanks to Geyser and the Federation of Bitcoin Circular Economies. This is how we got involved more heavily. It's because of this initiative. And Bitcoin Beach were involved as well. And Geyser is a platform, so we highly recommend anyone doing something somewhere, being educational or talking about adopting Bitcoin as payment somewhere in the world, to check out Geyser, because they can set up a project there. They can get some not free, but some donations from anonymous people even, and they can figure out what incentives they can do locally to make sure things start going around. And
Yeah,
things
Geyser is
happen.
an excellent platform for crowdfunding.
Massive.
We just put some rewards in our Geyser fund profile, and I think it's amazing. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's an
Very
excellent
super
tool.
impressed.
Yeah, but one thing that I want to say before leaving is that one of our mistakes was like only being on the social networks that Bitcoiners are, Twitter, Nostr. We want to reach the no-coiners, people that don't know nothing about Bitcoin. So we started using the Facebook, Instagram. So we there's no other way to reach that people if you don't go to where they are and just take it out from there.
That's a good tip, actually. We need to do more of that, I think.
Yeah, you need to to go to the fiat world and take them
Yeah.
out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very true. Totally agree,
Yeah.
because we tend to focus a bit too much on X and not enough on Facebook, which is, frankly, here in Bulgaria, what most people use.
And I wanted to say that the guys that initially guide me was the guys from Bridge to Bitcoin, and I want to thank them for. At the beginning, I didn't know where to start, and they helped me a lot. So yeah, Bridge to Bitcoin. There is the Figma, the brochure for Bitcoin for local businesses is very good. We use it a lot. That the Figma. And yeah, basically.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
fantastic.
Charlie, that's been absolutely fascinating. I hope not just ourselves have got some good tips from you, but anybody watching this. And I'm very excited, actually. I really want to go to Madeira, having heard so much about it from a few people who came to the conference last year. It looks an amazing island and a great community, Bitcoin community as well. Which,
Yeah.
so thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you in person, maybe at one of the conferences. BC Prague is probably the next big one in Europe, I don't know. But yeah, we'll hopefully see you in person. And thanks again for your time today. Really
Thank you very much. Thank you very
amazing
much,
story.
Lance. Thank you, Nas.
Thank you, Charlie.
Bye.
Cheers,
Take
bye.
care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.